Okay, I'm going to show you how to make a flower out of a cantaloupe, an orange, and a strawberry. Okay? Alright, now listen. Whatever you do in the kitchen, you have to have sharp knives. So I'm going to show you how to sharpen a knife. Alright? It's not that hard. I mean, it might take you a little while to figure it out, but it's not that hard, believe me. Alright, first of all, you need a wet towel, one that will hold the stone in place. Also, the stone, you can get one of these at Harbor Freight, Home Depot, you know, any kind of place like that. You could buy one online. You can't really see it here because this one is old, but it does have two sides. It has a rough side here and a smooth side here. There's two different sides to it. Now if you use a wet stone, then you're going to use water only. If you use an oil stone, you're going to use only water. Don't switch them. Don't get a wet stone, use water, you know, 1 or 2 times, and then use oil. Forget it. It's going to gum it up. Now the reason why you're using any kind of liquid at all is to, when you grind the metal of the knife, you want the shavings, you want the part that's been ground, you want that to move out of the way. If that builds up, well, then it's going to plug up all the pores in the stone, and you're not going to be able to sharpen anything. The stone won't be able to take anything off the knife. That's what the stone is doing, is it's actually removing metal from the knife. And that's about it. That's about all I can tell you on that. Okay, so here we go. Now, the oil that you use, do not use an organic oil. Organic oil will ruin your stone. What you want to use is mineral oil or 3-in-1 oil or any kind of non-organic oil. You don't want to use mineral oil. Olive oil, something like that, forget it. It won't be long before your whole stone is gummed up and it won't take anything off. Alright, now watch. Now, when a stone is brand new, that oil is going to go right through it. You're not going to have anything left on top. So, you know, it's better once your stone gets a little bit old, because then the oil doesn't want to seep through it. There's little parts of metal that are in the stone that prevent the oil from seeping through. Alright, now look, here's what you do. On the first pass, you go about 25 to 35 degrees on the knife, okay? 25 to 35. And you're going this way, head on. And then you're coming back. Now the knife, the sharp end of the knife is over here, alright? So you're grinding the sharp end of the knife. Alright, about 25 to 35 degrees angle on the knife. Alright, and put equal pressure on both the tip and the handle. Try to get equal pressure. Alright, now what's happening is that the knife is being filed away. The knife is actually losing some of its metal. Alright, but that's okay. Alright, now, feels pretty sharp to me. This knife was sharp to begin with. But anyway, alright, now, once you've done that maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 times, then add a little bit more oil and then bring the knife down to where you could stick a nickel underneath it. So in other words, under here, you're going to bring it down to, oh, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 degrees at the most. You can stick a nickel underneath. So in other words, you're decreasing the angle that the knife is being drawn against the stone. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do about, I don't know, 10, 20 passes I can feel the bits of the stone coming up, which is good. That's what you want. It's actually bits of the stone and it's bits of the knife. Okay. Alright, once you've done that, now flip it over. And you're going to do just a couple passes on the fine side. The same thing. Down to where you can get a nickel underneath it. And what I mean is a nickel, if you can stick a nickel under this end of it, then that's all the angle you want. See, the big angle takes off the majority of the metal. The small angle lines up the microscopic parts of the knife. If you look at a knife under a microscope, of course, it's not going to be smooth. It's going to be all jagged. Well, that's what the small end does. There's a lot of different ways to sharpen a knife. This way works for me. That's all I know. There you go. This knife can shave you. This knife is sharp enough now to where it'll shave hair off your arm. Alright? I don't know if you can see it. My hair is awful light. But there, you can see hair coming off my arm. Okay. This knife is very sharp. Alright. Hold on, let me wash it. Okay. Now, when you steel a knife, all right, this is a butcher steel. And usually I don't steel a knife until I've used it, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. The microscopic edge of the knife will start to get rounded. So you want to steel it so that it comes back to a triangular shape. But that's another story altogether. Alright, here we go. Alright, now look. You have a cantaloupe. Now what you want to do is you want to try to imagine 5 points here, like a star. 5 points. Okay, you want a star. Now if you want, you could mark them on your cantaloupe if you want. I don't mark them. I've done this enough. I don't need to mark them. But there I marked 5 points. Okay, now here's what you do. You stick the knife in, come down and curve it. Okay, did you see that curve? Alright, do it again over here. Come down and curve it. Alright, and then just keep doing that. Come down and curve it. Okay, they have to meet at the bottom, the 2 points. Come down and curve it. Alright, you can make them straight if you want. You don't have to curve them. If you want to make them straight at first, go ahead. But they look a little bit better if you do curve them. But in the beginning, when you're first trying this, if you want to make them just straight, that's okay. Alright, there you go. Now I've got 5 of them cut out. Okay, now on the inside of each one of them, you're only going to go about this deep. You're only going to go about that deep. And you go like this right here. See, this is why you need a sharp knife. This makes it so much easier. Okay, now you're going to do that on every one of them. All you're doing is you're cutting through the skin and maybe a little bit of the meat, but not much. You don't want to go too deep with this. Sometimes it's a little hard to see where you've cut. And you're following that curve. As you're cutting these, you're following the curve that you've made. And you're cutting twice. You're doing 2 of these inside each one of these petals. I guess you'd call them petals. Whoops, I cut that one too far. That's okay. That one will be on the bottom, not a problem. Alright, one more. Okay. Alright. Okay, now I'll pull it apart. Alright. Now you've got your 2 whatchamajiggies here. Your 2 flowers. I'm going to take out the seeds. Alright, there we go. Now you can see I haven't done this in a while. One's a lot bigger than the other. But that's okay. That's not a problem. Alright, now take your knife and you're going to cut along the skin. Right here, watch. You see that? You're going to make that cut along the skin. Okay. Do that on all the pieces. Okay, now where you've cut those little spaces over here, now you want to take them and push them through. Push them through. If they're not cut all the way through, no problem. Just find where your cut line is and just cut them. If you didn't cut deep enough, that's not a big deal. Alright, there you go. Okay, wait. I didn't cut this one deep enough. No biggie. Okay. There you go. Okay. That's that one. Now let's cut this one. You want to go close to this, to the skin, close to the rind. Don't go too close to the, too far into the meat, because you're eventually you're going to eat this thing. It's been several years since I made one of these, so bear with me. I didn't cut deep enough. See, if you cut too deep, then it'll fall apart. So it's better to not cut deep enough than it is to cut too deep. Okay, there you go. That's this one. Now you take your orange and you do the same thing with the orange. You cut five petals, but you're not gonna curve these petals. Keep these petals whole. Straight. All right, there. I cut 3. Now I'm gonna look to where the other 2 are going. There's 2 more going right here. Okay. You want to get 5. If you get 4, it doesn't look as nice. All right, there we go. There's 5 there, 5 there. Now on the strawberry, you don't cut the strawberry at all. You just keep the strawberry whole. Jam it in the center. Hold it in there with a skewer of some kind. Pound it in a little bit so you can hide the skewer. There you go. And there you have it. There you go. You want to make a fruit tray or some type of hors d'oeuvre tray or something like that. You stick a couple of these things on there. Oh man, people will freak out. There you have it. That's, I have no idea what you call this. A cantaloupe something. Cantaloupe flower. Alright. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna cut one of these things up and eat it. Let's eat! Okay. As far as cantaloupe flowers go, it doesn't get any better than this. See ya!